Thank you for watching the pre-match show presented by Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Welcome back to Logan Ketterer, the Locomotive star goalkeeper, back from a very successful loan to Portland Timbers FC. This behind-the-scenes look brought to you by GECU. Good evening. I am Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha. It is the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team pregame show. And Heidi, well, Logan Ketterer did quite well when he was on loan to Portland Timbers FC, but Locomotive certainly held down the fort nicely while he was gone.
Yes, they did. It was fun watching Ketterer on a national stage and doing it so well. But we got to give
Thank you for watching the pre-match show presented by Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Welcome back to Logan Ketterer, the Locomotive star goalkeeper, back from a very successful loan to Portland Timbers FC. This behind-the-scenes look brought to you by GECU. Good evening. I am Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha. It is the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team pregame show. And Heidi, well, Logan Ketterer did quite well when he was on loan to Portland Timbers FC, but Locomotive certainly held down the fort nicely while he was gone.
Yes, they did. It was fun watching Ketterer on a national stage and doing it so well. But we got to give Locomotive credit. It was a real team effort, and they did not miss a step with him being gone. And Locomotive is still unbeaten in this young season.
That's right. Adrian Zendejas, 3 consecutive clean sheets. As we head on, the first match against Sporting KC on the road for Locomotive FC, a 0-0 draw, interconference play, new this season, SKC2 being Indy Central. That one ended up in a draw with no scores from either side, Heidi.
But if you're El Paso, you'll take the point on the road, especially at a place you've never been to before.
Now, the real fun, though, in Austin last Thursday, El Paso went with a couple of different starters, and it definitely paid off.
Levantando el centro. El remate de cabeza se metió balón adentro de Lazo.
That call was from ESPN Deportes. Diego Luna, 17 years young, making his first professional start, getting his first professional goal. Heidi, what did you see on that goal?
Well, first of all, I could not be happier for Luna. He basically, unseen by the defenders, slips in behind on a back post run. Solignac gets that ball out to Maka King, who was box-to-box in this game. He dropped a perfect ball in behind the defense, and then it was a clinical finish by Luna with a header down to the goalkeeper's feet, on frame, into the back of the net. What a way to get your first goal and a game-winning goal.
Maka King with the assist makes USL Team of the Week for his box-to-box work. Hopefully plenty more of that tonight against Indy 11 out of the Central. Start of the first half on the other side of the break.
Thank you for watching the pre-match show presented by Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Locomotive FC offers a wide variety of exclusive experiences, including private party spaces, individual suites, and hospitality areas. Give us a call at 915-235-GOAL for more information and to book your next event. Nitro Circus is back for 2021 with the action-packed You Got This tour coming to El Paso Saturday, October 23rd. Top athletes in FMX, skate, BMX, scooter, and more. Are you ready to get this party started? Throwing down huge world's firsts off the biggest ramps in action sports with more crazy contraptions, more insane stunts, more high adrenaline fun than ever before. El Paso, get ready to put your hands in the air. We're coming to Southwest University Park this October 23rd. Get your tickets now at nitrocircus.com. Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles from men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium. University Park, and indeed he is back. 3 starts for the MLS Portland Timbers, 2 clean sheets versus San Jose and the LA Galaxy. MLS Team of the Week after the San Jose match. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha. And Heidi, to have this kind of guy back in the lineup for you, even after 3 clean sheets, has got to make his teammates feel awfully good.
Oh, yes. We are just lucky to have him back, and the defense really locked it down, but to have such experience in a keeper, they're excited to have him back on the field today.
Absolutely. Playing against Real, a real live competition, very important for that confidence. Adrian Zendejas did a great job. Of course, looks like he might be on his way back to Minnesota, but there is your starting lineup between the pipes. Logan Ketterer and Diego Luna starting in front of the home crowd. Heidi, that's a very important step for the 17-year-old.
Yeah, second start in second game. We'll see. It's a little bit different lineup today, so we're going to get to see how some of these players are gonna get in the mix.
Let's take a look at Indy 11's starting 11, and the man to keep your eye on, number 22, up at the top of that 4-4-2 spear, Jordan Hamilton. 3 goals for a team that has scored 7 this season. 3 goals and 5 shots. Not bad for the average.
Yeah. He is a proven goal scorer, so they got to keep their eye on him.
And we are just about underway. Temperatures around 100 degrees here at kickoff at Southwest University Park. And it is Indy 11 in the traveling whites, Locomotive FC in their home dark blues. Happy to have you along. Duke Keith, Heidi Mocha back with you here in El Paso. And you have to say, 4 points on the road, a win and a scoreless draw. Very good for Locomotive, especially when you go on the road and you play a couple in basically a week.
Yeah, traveling, you'll take any point you can get. If you can also pull off a win, then even better.
An early foul. Let's take a look at the referee, John Freeman, the assistant referee, Seth Barton, Chris Canales, the other AR, and the 4th official is Marco Vega. Look at Seth Barton on the far side touchline from our vantage point. Here is Diego Luna. Through ball. As Indy 11 seems to survive that. Locomotive, though, starting in the Indy half. Indy with possession, but then giving it up with a foul. Locomotive will start it back up that right wing with Maka King. USL Team of the Week for King. And Mishak Jerome will let it roll back to Logan Ketterer. Here's Yuma. And Ed Borelli. Great to have Nick Ross Back on the pitch here in El Paso, Texas. Maybe one of the more underrated players for this Locomotive side. Maka King, early service, flicking header, bounces to Ross. It's in! Nick Ross, as the clock strikes 2 minutes, puts Locomotive out to a dream start here at Southwest University Park.
They get the ball out. King makes that run down the flank again, puts the ball in, gets it all the way across, and Ross, just under composure, gets it under control, puts it into the back of the net. What a way to get a quick goal for the Locomotive.
I think they were waiting for Lucho Solignac to have a knock right there in the middle of the box. He dummies it, and Nick Ross is all alone. Nothing but green grass and the goal looming ahead.
That is smart from Solignac and composure from Ross. But we're getting up the flank early for the Locomotive with King on that right side. And that's something that Coach Lowry really is wanting to create more chances on both flanks. So they did a repeat on the right.
That will be the second assist from Maka King because Lucho Solignac didn't touch it. It bounces straight to Ross on that far side. And Locomotive thrilling the crowd here in El Paso, Texas. And great to see Nick Ross get on the score sheet.
He does a lot of things for the Locomotive that often does not go on the score sheet. So tonight, though, it's going to be a goal as well.
And the team's fourth goal, we should point out coming in, Locomotive leading the USL in one great category and one very dubious category. Leading the USL in goals allowed. They only have the one this season, though they have only played 4 matches. That is tops in the USL Championship. But also tied for 30th in goals scored with 3 coming in. Obviously, that has now changed. Let's take a look at the Team Casa keys of the match tonight. Heidi, what are you looking for? What do you think Mark Lowry's looking for?
Well, the first thing is to create more chances, which is what we just saw. They created attack on both of the flanks they want to do, and also in the middle third, create some chances when we're in the front part of the middle third. So let's check. We got one of those that we already have done. Then break down the Indy defense. Same sort of thing. Create chances in the final third by breaking them down on the flank. And then third, not conceding goals and to keep defending just like we've been doing solid. Even with the change in goalkeepers, our defense has locked it down, made it predictable, pressured, gotten turnovers, and then started the attack from there.
Well, outstanding work in the early going. Second minute strike by Nick Ross, the assist to Maka King, and Locomotive off to a quick 1-0 start versus Indy 11. Indy 11 coming off a loss and a caution here being issued. Early yellow in just the 6th minute of play for a high boot. And that is for Indy 11, Gershon Kofi, the Ghanaian.
We got Mishak back in the lineup after Boehner stepped in nicely.
And he did a great job indeed. But Mishak, the Haitian international, as again Locomotive pressure is going to yield a throw-in the Indy 11 half. Mishak Jerome, I think maybe a precautionary substitution. He looked like he was hurting a bit in that SKC2 game. Pulled himself out, according to head coach Mark Lowry, and telling his coach, hey, I felt something, and rather than push it, took himself out of the lineup. Locomotive certainly, and the 5 substitution rule helps so much this season when you have a lot of games in a condensed amount of space and time. Now he is back. And there's Lucho Solignac, the header just off the bar. Off that left post.
Indy is struggling with the Locomotive on that right flank, and Solignac almost makes it 2-0.
Again, King with the service. This time Solignac takes the header, and it's just off the left upright. My goodness. You said it, Indy 11 struggling to get the ball out of their own half at this point.
That post was in Indy's favor tonight. So Indy in their last game actually had a shot that went behind the goal line, but it was very hard to see in real play, and there's no VAR. So they've actually they got a save on the post there, and not such a good one in their last game when they didn't get the call.
Well, here is Indy 11 rolling through Nick Boone, and it runs into a host of blue shirts.
King breaks that up.
With the foul on Solignac will give Indy the free kick. Great work by Moon, 6'1", 180 pounds, and he was plowing, working in from that right wing side. Big man from Waukesha, Wisconsin. The Locomotive FC certainly moving as a unit in this early going. We'll talk about it a little bit later in our broadcast, but with Tampa Bay Rowdies losing this last week, USL has El Paso Locomotive FC for the first time ever, we should point out, atop the USL Power Rankings. Indy 11 starting to get into this. Here's Cammy Smith making a move. The Scotsman. Well defended by Rebellon, but the throw for Indy. Smith. Nice high cross. Logan Ketterer will let that one go. And then Borelli hooks it up the field. Well done, Solignac. Muscles his man out of the way with Met. Solignac holds up. Back to Richie Ryan. Well done.
And back out to the flank.
The Argentine showing his chops. Dummy passes, flick on headers, and a little bit of defense on the other side of the pitch. Rebellon to King. Luna, Rebellon, a little behind King. It'll be an Indy throw. But on a hot El Paso afternoon, do you think that the heat might play a factor for a team in Indy that plays in, I mean, let's be honest, in some pretty humid conditions there at Carroll Stadium, but they I don't think have dealt with the desert heat like this often.
Yeah, desert heat is definitely a little bit different, but I think, you know, they also had to travel. So, I mean, I know when I travel, you don't quite maybe stay as hydrated as you could. So it could factor into their hydration and just desert is desert. It's
sure.
hot.
It's hot. There's no two ways about it. And our understanding is Indy 11's flight was delayed. I don't think they got in until very late last night. How about this flick? Nick Ross looking for Solignac, who is dangerous tonight.
In Indy's last game, they got beat right down the middle on a great pass inside. So looks like the Locomotive are trying to find that one of those same balls down the middle. So now Locomotive's attacked down the right flank, got a ball in through the center. We've scored off the left, so now the Locomotive just needs to get a nice attack down the left. And then how's Indy going to defend that? They got to worry about right, left, and center.
Here is Mishak. Good turn by Maris. Maris, Luna, Ross, Solignac, all out there in the pitch together right now. And certainly, as this one bounces loose to Borelli. Borelli, service, far post. Rebellon can't get there in time, well defended. Not
Definitely.
cleared out of danger, a throw in coming.
Yeah, that's where the Indy defender, he made a commitment to get to that ball, because if he did not, that would have been a chance for Locomotive.
Great vision by Yuma. Ross trying to find Rebellon again, couldn't find him out along the right. The Locomotive, only 2 players on El Paso's half of the field. Let's take a look at our Texas Tech health report. Unfortunately for Locomotive FC, for Andrew Fox, the lower left extremity, his lower leg continues to be an issue. We certainly hope to see Andrew back on the pitch for Locomotive this season soon.
Yeah, besides him though, it's good to have the rest of the Locomotive team at full strength, and especially with another game on Saturday. So the Locomotive, it's really important to have the depth in
and
all
that
their
has
players.
been, I know, an emphasis for Mark Lowry this season, and that has got to make him feel good, the way Locomotive has still been getting results, even though they've moved different men in and out of the lineup over the course of this road trip and this really kind of 4-game pressure swing, home and road.
Yeah, it's great for Locomotive team. It's hard to scout for the other teams.
Don't know what you're getting. Into the middle here, Smith turns, loops one over the top. He's looking but not finding Jordan Hamilton. And there's first real touch of the game for Logan Ketterer. Amazing to watch Ketterer. When Chris Wondolowski stepped to the spot in that game versus Portland for San Jose, I knew I wanted to get out my phone and tape this, because everybody in El Paso has seen what this guy does from the spot against players trying to score, and he did exactly what he's done for El Paso for 3 seasons. Stop it cold against the most prolific goal scorer of all time.
Absolutely. I mean, Ketterer has smarts. I mean, he said that he had a plan. He was planning to go right, but then because he had reviewed film, and then he said Wando's arm went up when he was taking the PK, so he decided to go left and got the save. I mean, that's using your smarts.
Intelligent goalkeeping. MLS's all-time leading scorer stopped from the spot cold by Logan Ketterer. Big boost to the confidence, and certainly another clean sheet versus LA Galaxy in Portland. And that big 55-pound slab of timber, how cool is that? That's got to be the most unique, player of the game trophy in all of sports. To have Timber Joey out there sawing off a piece of log, and then you've got to hoist that thing up above your head and salute the crowd with it.
So I have to admit, I had not watched a Timbers game prior to that, so that was new. I was like, what is this going on?
Right.
So that was definitely unique.
And interesting to note, of course, they're in Portland. I forget if it was Civic Stadium is what the name used to be. It bounces now for Maris. Actually leading it through. Solignac trying to get a touch. Maris trying to follow it up. But the stop made by Jordan Farr, who is down, and they are waving on the trainer. Mija Kinsey. Texas Tech nod to the dock. Here in just our 16th minute of play. Solignac tried to jump over and I think a piece.
Maris has a nice ball in. Solignac is there. The contact was unintentional, just trying to get over him, but right in the grill.
Yeah.
The keeper didn't come out though. Solignac might have had a chance to slot that.
Well, he got a little shove in the back as well, and certainly that propelled him some. Jordan Farr looks none the worse for wear, but anytime it's head contact, you have to come and take a look. Mija Kinsey, the head athletic trainer for Indy 11. And there you see the shove in the back from Wimet.
Keeper's legs just get the ball, but yeah, the defender is trying to recover and just knocks him a little bit. It's good to see Farr back up on his feet.
And certainly when you get scraped by a boot, I know you've dealt with that before, Heidi. That is not. People talk about soccer not being a contact sport. Who are you kidding? I'm sure that's not fun.
No.
Well, it will be a goal kick for Indy 11 on the restart. 17 minutes in. And some change. It's 1-0 Locomotive. The second minute goal from the Scotsman. Nick Ross. The man from Inverness, that's a handball.
And that's what Indy's trying to get some combination play, get a rhythm, and get that ball into Hamilton. I mean, they need to get the ball into him to make connections and get chances on goal.
Absolutely starved of service as we head into the 18th minute so far. Things can change in a hurry.
Look how many guys Locomotive has back, though.
Ross out to challenge, gets a piece of it. Away from Kofi.
Locomotive is switching the fields.
Maka King has been deadly with service in from right wing. You look at the heat map that King wore up and down the right side of that Austin match. He did that all by himself, basically, as you say, box to box in the pregame. It has him on this week's Team of the Week. Yuma making Team of the Week with the Locomotive 0-0 draw versus SKC2.
Rebellon did a nice job of coming back and catching that ball before it became dangerous. Oh.
Solignac over the top, the flag is up. Little scorpion kick to reset it. Solignac has, though he is not on the score sheet, again, the King is going to get the assist because Solignac dummied it. Yuma, great takeaway. Trying to slice his way in was Nick Moon, and Yuma, deft touch by the Spaniard. Locomotive back with the ball.
So Luis Solignac also goes by Lucho, and in the last game when he scored, he had that on his on that jersey, on that other jersey. So now he has decided he would like Lucho on his uniform. So he has made that change, and we're hoping it's going to be fortuitous.
Nicely done, fortuitous. That's 4 syllables in all. Well played. Luna, Maris, up to Diego Luna. Young Californian, among the youngest goal scorers in the USL Championship. Oh, great thought by Rebellon. There is just a step in back of it. Long ball, Ketterer will gather.
Yeah, Rebellon, that was an idea was okay, but you got King out wide, open. Send it out, let him send it in, and make it a dangerous ball right in front that Locomotive has been making some chances from. Make the Indy defend it or the keeper grab it.
Certainly Locomotive FC dominating possession in the early going. Good work by Ross to allow that to roll into touch. The Locomotive's numbers beginning to kind of make their way back to what we've expected from Mark Lowry teams before. Distribution, 84%, that is tops in the USL Championship. And El Paso certainly among the league leaders in passes with over 2,000 in just those 4 matches they've played. Service in for the left wing. That's touched back out. Ross. It'll be in for a throw for Locomotive. Maris. Luna from Borelli. Out it'll come. Having a go is Maka King, and it'll be a goal kick.
So for the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USL W League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer both on and off the pitch. It's comprised of clubs from across the championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets. The W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. head over to uslwleague.com to learn more.
Outstanding to hear. And I'm sure, as somebody who, before women's soccer was popular, Heidi, let's point that out. We don't get too far into it, I understand. But it's been your game forever. And to see more opportunities professionally for women has just got to be thrilling for you.
Yeah. Now, I am going to date myself. I have played on several W League teams.
Oh, have you now?
I don't know if they were, I don't know the affiliation. I wasn't tuned into that. I just was tuned into how do I get on a team?
Right.
Where are we playing? Which am I playing for? So I'll have to go back and write out my list and see if they end up having teams in those cities.
That's very cool. Of course, making her way to Finland. Well, that skips up and over from Borelli, a little bit of throw for Indy. But you have to be one of the first American women to have gone overseas to play in Europe.
You know, I know there, I don't know, I'd have to look up who else, but another gal, my former UMass teammate and I, we were the first 2 women to play professionally in Finland. I do know that.
Outstanding.
So some others did follow us later on.
And many more these days, certainly.
Oh, yeah, now.
The opportunities are there. And a vast untapped market, really, for professional sports. We're seeing sellout crowds. You see the Portland Thorns, Los Angeles and Houston, and all of these people who are a part of the NWSL. Great to see the USL Championship start to make this happen through the W League.
Definitely.
Should point out, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select, the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the Select products and special offers, visit selectsportamerica.com. Rebellon undercutting. So the free kick will go the other way. And Indy 11 has just been out of sorts, honestly, for all of the first half. Locomotive FC has definitely had something to do with it, but Mark Lowry's got to be thrilled not only with the start and the goal, but just the way the team has played here tonight.
Yeah, the Locomotive have been blocking those central passing lanes. They haven't been able to, Indy has not been able to kind of do what they want to do and possess the ball and build on the attack. Look, they're going
over
for
the top.
A much more direct
Route 1.
Route.
Trying to get it to Jordan Hamilton to no avail. Up and over goes Patrick Segrist, and turnabout is fair play. Mishak Jerome. Over 70 caps for his native Haiti. Solignac. Rebellon. Luna stepping back into some space and leaves off for Maris in the switch. Borelli. Team captain with Ciudad Juarez and Bravos, who have made some huge news, at least in the Western Hemisphere, this last week with the hiring of Tuca Ferretti, the outstanding manager who basically lifted Tigres into the prime position of really being thought of as one of the top 5 teams in all of Liga MX. Tuca Ferretti, the head coach. That is not a foul. Play on. Good lead ball looking here for Hamilton. Can he get there? He cannot. Logan Ketterer does first.
Ketterer did a really good job of reading that, and the Locomotive defenders stayed on to give just enough pressure to allow him to come out and smother the ball.
Yuma in an awkward position. Logan Ketterer certainly has probably gained an awful lot from being at the top level of American professional soccer.
Oh yeah, he has talked about how he has definitely gained constant confidence playing out there with the Timbers. It's real, it's real. Real live competition is important, and he has, had a lot of fun playing with the MLS team, and really appreciates the Locomotive allowing him that opportunity to go and play on that stage. He was excited to come back though, and glad that the Locomotive could maintain such a high level. You know, got to give credit to the defense.
Certainly.
But now he's back. I mean, they all know each other. They've known each other for so long. There's just a continuity and an ability to play together and know what's going to happen next.
John Freeman, our referee, having a little discussion with Martin Rennie. There's another cross, whipped in by Borelli, a little bit low, but out for a Locomotive throw.
The nice thing is Locomotive, they're getting into the attacking third and not just having one opportunity. The ball's not one and done. They're winning it back, keeping it live, getting another throw-in or keeping the ball in the mix. Coach Lowry's got to be liking that.
Dominating possession, certainly in this first half of play. Lots of open space for King.
But they seem like they have possession with a purpose. They're going forward. They're trying to create chances. It's not just to keep the ball.
Ross,
nice
Borelli
run.
from the byline. Headed down, but not enough behind it. Maka King gave it a whirl. Easy save for Jordan Farr in the end.
Left back, Borelli with a nice run and the service. But King just can't get enough on it to get it to go into the back of the net. But left back to right back. We'll take it.
You gotta love it. We'll have a look at that one again here in just a touch. But Maka King has been outstanding, especially versus Austin. There is that one slide tackle. I know Locomotive has put that out on social media. Just an outstanding job. Hook slide, players trying to make a spin on him, and that was it. Here's Indy 11 service too far up and over the head of Jordan Hamilton. And Locomotive will have an easy throw. Take a look at Maka King's stylings.
Indy just leaves him alone. They overrun the serve, and Maka gets a nice header on the ball.
Luna,
but he had to back up on it.
The 11 will come away with this. Here's Segrist. Should be pointed out, Locomotive FC with two players on this roster who played with Indy 11. Maka King, who came over last season from Indy. And of course, Dylan Maris, who's had a couple of different spells with Indy 11 since their inception on their original team. Native of Indiana himself, out of Zionsville.
If you've played for another team and you're playing that team, it's always a little bit more of a I don't know if a grudge match is what I'd say, but you got a little bit more something on your shoulder.
Certainly. Probably a couple of guys on the roster they've played with. Trying to give it go. Good effort to try and start something, Cammie Smith, but again, it amounts to nothing. Luna taking down another hard foul, and Kofi has got to be careful. Already on a yellow card, and now we have our hydration break. As speaking of Diego Luna, let's take a look at some of what young Mr. Luna has been able to accomplish at just the age of 17, among the league's youngest players to score a goal. And here is the goal. Just great service from King, but Luna, you talked about it, was in all by himself in that left wing.
Yeah, the defense was watching the right flank. They didn't even see him sneak through in a clinical finish. I know I keep saying that, but that is how, if you want to teach a youngin how to head and how to score on a goal like that, I mean, at 17, he already knows how to get it past the keeper on a header.
Outstanding work by Diego Luna. His first professional goal, may there be many more.
And it hasn't gone to his head. I mean, he's still just looking to do what he can for the team, and if that means scoring goals, if it means creating plays, I mean.
I have to say, I would think that especially under Mark Lowry, as we see Lowry talking to the youngster, I think he's talking about something that you've kind of brought up in the past, that, you know, you want Luna to kind of attack. You want him to go. And I think that's what Mark Lowry's looking for certainly if Luna started to have the big head, he wouldn't be starting tonight, I wouldn't think.
No. So he's at 17 years, 8 months, and 7 days. He's playing many more years beyond his age, but pretty impressive. One of the top, I think, 40 players to score.
Among
Did
the
I get
40,
that right?
Yes, you did. 40 youngest players. I know that Alphonso Davies is the youngest, scored for Vancouver Whitecaps at the age of 15, and of course, Mr. Davies having himself a time with a certain little team in Germany called Bayern Munich. May have heard of them. Former champions of Europe last year. And Alphonso Davies right up there in the top of the list for Vancouver Whitecaps too, at the age of 15. Teenagers, man, they're taking over. I think Locomotive fans will be fine watching Diego score a couple of goals here in El Paso. Solignac, Borelli. Segrist. I would imagine Luna's jersey probably one of the hottest sellers in the old team shop, which, by the way, you can check out online as well as here at Southwest University Park. Lots of great deals in store for you.
Yeah, the Locomotive new jerseys, I gotta be liking their light blue and kits.
You like the light blue?
I do.
I kind of take to the dark blue. I like this. The ones they're wearing tonight, I enjoy that. Outstanding work. Getting close to the 35th minute. It has been all men in dark blue tonight. Solignac waits patiently, doesn't bounce properly for him, but Ross back to reset. What do you think Mark Lowry was telling his charges? We saw him talking to Diego Luna specifically, but overall, what do you think the message was during the hydration break?
I mean, there is Locomotive is creating chances, and I'm sure that Coach Lowry sees that. With all the chances they've created, they've got to get another one on goal and finish, because otherwise you're just letting Indy stay in the game, or if there's a quick counter, it puts them back in the game. So it feels like Locomotive is up so much more than 1-0, but you got to take it to them. Be disciplined on defense still, but create and get those chances on goal. Finish.
And you see the frustration starting to set in. I think Cammy Smith looking back at his midfield going, that was a little too far, boys. And Jordan Hamilton has really had no opportunities to speak of, not with the ball. I'll let that play on. Maka King tripped up by Kofi. Lets our referee know a little bit about that. USL committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. You can learn more about this at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. Opportunities, but easily controlled by Farr. Segrist trying to start it up, and the flag is up. Gordon Wild a step ahead of that back line.
He's another player that hasn't seen the ball too much tonight, that can help create things for Indy. But the Locomotive has done a good job of just kind of not letting the Indy create chances through him or through Hamilton.
Wild, a native of Leonberg, Germany, selected by Atlanta United in 2018 in the MLS Super Draft, has 3 assists to Jordan Hamilton's 3 goals.
Look how far back Luna is.
I'm sorry?
Look how far back Luna is.
True. Almost that box-to-box midfielder. Not quite. I know he's part of the attack, but still.
Locomotive's got to keep him up. Let Richie connect. Keep him up so he can dance and score.
It's interesting you bring up Richie Ryan. I haven't seen a whole lot of the ball for him tonight so far, which I'm sure he has no problem with the way they're moving it around the horn, but I find that interesting. Haven't seen Richie Ryan get a lot of the ball tonight.
He's got to have clogged up a lot of the middle.
He does. He's obviously they're set where they need to be set, aren't they? And don't say that Richie Ryan's not a part of this team. Certainly, that key intervention, clearing the ball off the line versus Sporting Kansas City, absolutely needed, and he was there when his team needed him to be. "36 years of age, but spry as a spring chicken." He'd probably be the first to tell you that's not necessarily the case, but his head certainly better than his feet, maybe at this point in his career, but that's why he's still playing professional soccer at 36, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, your body might slow down, but you're still pretty smart. You got experience. I'd like to think so, at least.
Diego Luna. Moreni. Ross. Again, it has been all Locomotive FC. 1-0, the second-minute goal from Nick Ross on a great dummy pass by Lucho Solignac, as they'll spread it out to King, the man who has the assist so far. King, left foot this time. Headed out of trouble, Indy 11. Good turn by Nick Moon. And that's going to be a foul on Locomotive.
I wonder if the heat is getting to Indy a little bit. Just kind of heavy feet.
Well, it seems they haven't been able to just get untracked at all, but it's been that way the entire match. And that is a yellow card from the force of the whistle. As Maris is taken down with force by Indy 11's Cammy Smith. Left a little bit in on that. 40th minute caution.
This will be a nice spot for the Locomotive to get a restart right in the center of the field, well within scoring distance at this.
Just left the foot in, left the boot in after he went to ground.
Yeah, the Indy player leaves his feet and kind of love taps those feet into his legs, into Maris's legs.
Well, you've got two gentlemen capable of scoring from that spot. One is Dylan Maris, the player who was fouled. The other is Mishak Jerome. Let's see. And it's going to be Jerome. Jerome! That took a deflection. No, it didn't. Looked like it did, but off the boot and just kept on going.
So I don't know if during the warm-ups, Indy 11 was actually, warming up in the shade, but really kind of stayed there most of the time. So maybe the heat is at least in their head.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Warming up in the shade. Well, all of the field is in shade now here at Southwest University Park, but the temperature's still certainly in the upper 90s. We've had our hydration break. So we close in on halftime, just into the 42nd minute. 1-0 Locomotive FC. They got an early goal their last home match. Lucho Solignac scoring 18 seconds in. That's the fastest goal in team history. And Locomotive made it stick. A 1-0 win. Play on. Kofi continues to be physical. Ryan. Moreni. Ross and Luna wants to go forward. Maris sees no way in. Takes it out to the left. Borelli cross. That's flicked. Will bounce its way to King. Maris will have a go. Looking for the top corner. Up and over.
Locomotive is doing a great job of getting the ball in and back out to the flank, switching the fields, drawing the team back to the center, knocking back out to the flank, and then putting service in. But those shots have got to be on goal.
Well, Dylan Maris flies one up and over. Certainly, former member of Indy 11 would love to score in his old team. Solid crowd on hand for a Wednesday evening in El Paso. Southwest University Park open now for 100% capacity. If you're vaccinated, masks are no longer needed. I tell you, after playing the majority of last season with little to no fans in the stands, this is absolutely wonderful, Heidi. And it's got to be just great. I know you're a part of things up there at New Mexico State University. It's just wonderful to have things back open, isn't it?
It sure is.
For sports.
Yeah, I mean, my kids are playing sports too now, finally, which is fantastic. They're happier. Fans are happier. I'm happier.
Right? Get the kids out of the house for mom.
But to be at a professional soccer match in person, it's a lot more fun than watching it on the tube.
Definitely.
It's great to be able to have that opportunity when you can't make it to the games, but get your tickets and come out live.
And another caution issue, frustration and heat really starting to show. Carl Wimet draws the caution in the 44th minute.
Solingnak gets tossed to the ground. He does a great job of controlling the ball and bringing it down, and the Indy player blatantly grabs him and tosses him to the ground.
Well, Locomotive success and Solingnak success specifically, I think, has their attention tonight. 45th minute, we hear there will be 3 minutes of stoppage time for this first half of play. Taking into account the water break. 1-0 though to the home side. Another early goal, second straight goal scored in the opening minutes of the match here in Southwest University Park.
Yeah, Locomotive really started the half with a sense of urgency to attack and work to get a goal. Now they've been working to get chances, and there still was urgency, but they're not putting that last piece together to get it on frame.
That has been the story throughout much of the season, at least for the attack. Locomotive, as we pointed out, tied for last in the league with 3 goals for with Real Monarchs. That said, Locomotive has only let in 1 goal all season. Good run of play, Borelli. First time's the cross, finds its way to the far post, trying to turn. Nowhere for Solingnak to go. Out for a Locomotive throw. And Solingnak has to be most disappointed of all as we see Mark Lowry.
It looked like the service from the flank may have gotten a touch by one of the Indy players. Yep, there. So the deflection put everything a little bit off. Solingnak did a good job to still get to it, but just can't keep it under control.
Trying to hop and make something happen, and it just couldn't go. But off the throw, it'll be a Chick-fil-A corner kick. And Dylan Maris will be the one to deliver it. Locomotive has done a lot better, especially with the service of that young man. Dylan Maris, having him in the lineup has meant set pieces are infinitely more dangerous. Low drive, and that's headed by Hamilton. And a foul in the box. We'll give the restart to Indy 11. Halfway through our 3 minutes of stoppage time is Richie Ryan. A little further word. He's been known to do that with the referees a time or two.
Well, the captain taking the chance to chat with the ref.
Chat. It's a nice word. Well done by Mishak. Ketterer will take no chances. There you see the young Canadian Jordan Hamilton, MLS veteran, signed by Toronto FC as a homegrown player out of Scarborough, Ontario. Won a championship with Columbus Crew last season. Good feed by Ross to Solignac at the byline. Chipped up and over. Flag is up. Wouldn't have counted anyway. So the restart for Indy 11. Final seconds of our first half of play. It has been all Locomotive FC. Jordan Farr will take his time. And that's it for half number one. 1-0 at the half. The second-minute goal by Nick Ross is the difference tonight. Great first half turned in by Locomotive FC, Heidi.
Yeah, quick start by the Locomotive to get that goal, and I mean, it's been mostly Locomotive.
Certainly dominating possession this evening, and Nick Ross making it count in the early going. How about this cross from Maka King, the dummy by Solignac, and Ross the finish. 1-0 as we welcome Logan Ketterer back to Southwest University Park here in El Paso. 1-0 at the half.
Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles for men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium. Locomotive Soccer has kicked off. Individual tickets are on sale now. Purchase your tickets online at eplocomotivefc.com/tickets, at the Southwest University Park box office, over the phone by calling 915-235-GOAL. See you at our next match, Saturday, June 12th.
Welcome to the GECU Halftime Show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU Online Banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park, and thank you for joining us on the GECU Halftime Show. I'm Heidi Mocha. At halftime, your score is El Paso 1, Indy 11 0. As you all know, Logan Ketterer is back in at goal tonight after missing the last 3 matches while on loan with Portland Timbers. The star goalkeeper had a very successful debut under some difficult circumstances for the Timbers. As we've seen here with El Paso, Ketterer is a spectacular goalkeeper, and he showed that with Portland, even getting a PK save against the MLS's all-time leading goal scorer, Chris Wondolowski. Here's what Ketterer had to say about the experience.
This went around, got off the plane like midnight Tuesday, go straight into training, straight to physicals. From the start, the coaching staff was telling me, do what you need to be ready for Saturday. They didn't have not a lot of healthy goalkeepers, so it was do whatever I can to be as prepared as possible for Saturday. It was learning a lot of names, learning a lot of play styles, formation set. I'm nervous until I actually stepped on the field, and then it's like, it's another game. Go out, do what you can, make the save that you're supposed to make 1 or 2 that maybe you shouldn't. I told my wife I was convinced that I was going to face a penalty in the first game. It's just maybe I jinxed it and put it into the world or something. Maybe there's some sort. It doesn't matter who it is. It was a big moment in the game to get 3 points, but down the road when I'm old and gray and telling my kids about things, it's going to be exciting to say like I saved a penalty in my first game against MLS all-time leading goal scorer. Those are things that you dream about. Right now it's still a little surreal. I've saved a lot of penalties in the last few years, but that's going to be one that's going to stick out for a long time.
One of the beauties of Major League Soccer is that it throws up some unlikely scenarios. And today, the spotlight is cast on a pair of players from opposite sides of the footballing tracks. One is a goalkeeper, largely unheralded and called up to the big league in emergency circumstances. The other is Mexico's all-time record goal scorer.
They gave me the confidence from Portland from the start, telling me, hey, we believe in you, we trust you, and we're here to get some points, so let's do that. Support from El Paso, Locomotive, Eighth Notch, support from Portland fans when I got in. They're more experienced, more confident goalkeepers from all this. I mean, I've known what I can do for a long time, but now I just showed it on a big national stage. So, it makes you feel good, and I'm confident with how I'm playing. I'm a better leader, I'm a better follower. Everything has improved from this experience, and I'm really excited to be back here in El Paso. I really am, and I'm looking forward to everything. So I couldn't be happier.
Ketterer says he's very grateful to head coach Mark Lowry and Locomotive for giving him the opportunity to go on loan to Portland. He did have the opportunity to stick around with the Timbers, but chose to come back to El Paso and help the Locomotive pursue a championship. The score in this one is El Paso 1, Indy 11, nothing. We'll be back.
Yellow's there again. Second header.
Here's a chance for Cicerone. Russell Cicerone, the leading goal scorer.
How about that? In for the goal! Straight away
Super excited, super happy. Not just for the record. That's just something that makes history, but something doesn't win games, So for me, the most important is that I helped the team winning, and then obviously we fight after that for 90 minutes. It wasn't an easy game. I was just happy that we got the first 3 points of the season.
That is how to start a game off with pressure.
I think this is why we train so hard. I think this is what we've been waiting for. The other day we play again, then we have a break, and it was and nobody liked it. So I think it's just working hard like we know, like everybody saw today on the field. So there's no magic tricks or anything. It's just working hard and do the things right on the field.
Welcome back, everybody. Southwest University Park. Our score at the half, Locomotive FC 1, Indy 11-0. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha with you as Locomotive earning that second-minute goal from Nick Ross to give them the lead going into the halftime locker room. Let's check scores around the rest of the league, around the Mountain Division. Here in the Western Conference, Colorado Springs, this is from last Saturday, a 1-1 draw versus San Antonio. Phoenix Rising, 2 goals in stoppage time. I watched the second half of this game. I have never seen a crazier finish than this. San Diego Loyal gets a late goal to go up 2-0. Rising FC, 2 goals in stoppage time to tie it at 2 apiece, and they split the points. Pittsburgh Riverhounds over Austin Bold 1-0, second consecutive defeat for Bold FC. And Rio Grande Valley Toros, that should be 3-2 over the Miami FC. Come from behind win as Rio Grande Valley gets 1 and then gets 2 more versus 10 men to win that one 3-2 in Miami, Florida. Very impressive work there. But let's bring in the division standings right now. In the Mountain Division, we'll show you the top 4. And Rio Grande Valley, by virtue of that win, at the top with 13 points, 4-1-1. Everybody's played more than Locomotive FC. They had that hole in the schedule that was supposed to be for the U.S. Open Cup. That's why Locomotive is just playing its 5th match tonight. But New Mexico United 3-2-1, 10 points for second place. San Antonio FC 2-1-3 now, 9 points. And Locomotive 8 points, but things could change if they're able to hold on to the 3 tonight. That would vault them to second place going into next Saturday's game, this Saturday's game, we should point out, versus Springs Switchback, Colorado Springs Switchback FC. And let's take a look around the USL. El Paso, number 1 in the power rankings. We told you that we'd bring this up to you. That came out basically today. As Tampa Bay Rowdies were the number 1, they have been supplanted because they lost. Maca on that team of the week assisted on Diego Luna's goal, 1, 2 of 3 tackles, and the W League in 2022. Those are a look at the news headlines around the league. We'll be back with more from Southwest University Park. The GECU Halftime Show continues after this.
My name's Dominic Casciato, and I've come here as an attacking principals coach, so really focusing on the attacking side of the game. Just making sure that the forwards are getting plenty of repetitions, similar to the situations they're going to be put into in a game, getting quick shots off, reacting quickly to rebounds, getting on the end of crosses, stuff like that. I want to add some value and hopefully help us find the net a little bit more. I think the work that Mark and Matt and JC are doing already has been fantastic. There's a reason why the team has made 2 Western Conference finals in a row. And now if we can just get a little bit sharper in the final third, I think we can go all the way. Love El Paso. I think the city itself is a really unique place to live, being so close to Mexico. My wife is Hispanic, so love Hispanic culture and the language. Also a big fan of the tacos as well, so really enjoying that side of it. And then in terms of the club, we really couldn't ask for anything more. And I think we've got all the ingredients to do really well this season.
Locomotive Soccer has kicked off. Individual tickets are on sale now. Purchase your tickets online at eplocomotivefc.com/tickets at the Southwest University Park box office over the phone by calling 915-235-GOAL. See you at our next match, Saturday, June 12th.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. The score at half here in a GECU halftime report, 1-0 Locomotive FC. Duke, Keith, and Heidi Mocha with you as we take a look at some of the first half statistics here in the GECU halftime show. Locomotive FC, as you might expect, dominating possession, and certainly it shows. Almost 60% of the possession, the passing accuracy, over 93%. Just an impressive display. Locomotive keeping the ball. They have the early goal to show for it, but you point out, Heidi, you think that they want more. Total shots 6-0, but just that 1 goal so far.
Yeah, a lot of the shots didn't seem like they were making it on frame, on target. If you can't get the shot on target, there's not a chance of going in, and there's no chance of a deflection. So they've really got to discipline themselves to get those shots on frame. They're creating the opportunity. That's the good thing to see on this, and they're maintaining possession. But that's that last piece of the puzzle. That will make it, them go from having draws or 1-0 wins to be able to stretch the lead and have a little bit more buffer.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Be more dangerous.
Right. The 2 shots on target easily, one easily handled, of course, by Indy 11 keeper Jordan Farr. But as we take a look at the first half highlights, it sure started like a house of fire. Well, first of all, let's do the Hospitals of Providence employee highlight.
Let's take a moment to recognize Yvonne Sosa, a registered nurse in the Progressive Care Unit at the Sierra campus. Sosa is tonight's Hospitals of Providence employee highlight. She is an incredible and caring nurse at the Sierra campus and dedicates herself to taking time, provide individualized care to each of her patients. She goes above and beyond to ensure they all feel comfortable and at ease while receiving care. Each small gesture and every interaction she provides is done with compassion, dedication, and kindness. Thank you, Yvonne, and thank you to all healthcare professionals.
Absolutely. I don't think any of us could have gotten through what we've been through in the last year and a half without those doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals helping us out. Before we get back to the half, let's take a look at those halftime highlights very quickly. First half highlights anyway. And it began very quickly, as in the 2nd minute. Great dummy by Solignac. And Nick Ross finds the ball at his feet. He almost looked a little bit surprised it came to him, Heidi.
He definitely did, but he kept his composure and finished like you should. There's another angle. Oh, there's an angle on Solignac's. Oh, he wants that one just a little bit inside the post, and it would have been 2-0.
Little give and go. Solignac to Maka King trying to return the favor.
It hasn't. Oh.
But it didn't quite work out. Yuma. Oh. Did Yuma get a little physical there? Maybe the physical play of the game. Either way, Logan Ketterer had the ball. But there you see Eder Borelli, and that's easy save from Jordan Farr.
it's been really a real team effort in getting into the attack for the Locomotive. All different players are getting touches and helping create, and just like Lowry had wanted, on the right flank, left flank, and in the center. So I think we'll have to look for some more of that. But like I said, that discipline, that focus to get it on frame once you've created all those chances. And Indy.
Well, Indy's got some work to do, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, they have a whole half, so they don't need to panic yet, but they've got to, they can't do what they're used to doing. They might have to come up with something else to try to get those chances.
Obviously, the possession is less than Locomotive FC, but the passing has been over 90% for them as well. So when they've had the opportunity on the ball, been able to take a decent care of it. It's a quick restart. Solignac trying to switch the field, a little too far for Rebellon, who appreciates the effort.
Trying to get down in the attacking third right away.
Maris is going to restart. The Locomotive, we are literally right by the railroad tracks that run through downtown El Paso, Texas. So yes, you may hear a real locomotive and a locomotive match a time or two or three. Promise that's not my stomach. How about this service? Solignac receives, back for Ross, looking for two, no dice. Right at Jordan Farr in the end.
That was a very unselfish play to get it back to Ross.
And Gershon Kofi coming off. Aiden Liu takes his place for Indy 11. And you've got to think, as physical as Kofi was in the first half, on a yellow card, Martin Rennie, that's probably the smart call. Gershon Kofi, the Ghanaian, certainly physical, did what Coach Rennie wanted him to do. Here they're trying to change the paradigm here. Wild making some moves and earning a corner kick. First corner of the game for Indy 11.
Indy breaks down that flank. Let's see the replay here. Oh.
Nick Ross in the end probably wanted to angle that a little more, kind of directly at Farr, but great effort in the early going.
Yeah, Solignac, the defender was on him. He knocked it to the open man. He had him beat.
In swinger, far post, hit it out. Nobody in white on that post. Rebellon, an easy clearance. Segrist knocks it back in. Mishak heads it clear. Maka King will hook this one up for Solignac on his horse. And looking for the card is Nick Moon. Went to ground a bit easily. You saw Solignac upset, but it does draw the foul in the restart for Indy.
That was a great ball over the top to try to release him.
Well, certainly Moon was looking for contact. Takeaway though, and Maris showing some moves against his old team to Luna. A little too far ahead for the teenager.
Luna just can't get to it. If he had gotten that one, another good chance in. Confident.
Indeed he is.
Let's see if Locomotive can lock them in, lock Indy into their defensive third, and then it's get a turnover and back at goal.
Again, blue jerseys everywhere. Luna, Maris. Ross and Richie Ryan out to King. King, good sidestep on the service from Maris. Luna will have a go. Deflected, it's in! Diego Luna! Lunasso for the fans of eighth notch. 2-0 Locomotive.
Luna created a space for himself to get that shot off, and that deflection helps the keeper have a tough time getting a read on it.
Oh, the teenager you just pointed out, feeling his oats. The deflection will push it past Jordan Farr, who had no chance once it came off the boot.
Luna has that creativity and ability to make space to get a shot off like that, and he did exactly, put it on frame. Unlucky deflection by the defender, but right into the back of the net.
And Eighth Notch is eating it up there in section 105 here at the Southwest University Park.
Locomotive did a good job. There had been a bunch of activity down in the defensive third for Indy. Indy got the ball back in. Locomotive won it. Locomotive knocked it back, brought it across, served it back over, kept it in the mix, and the whole team created that chance.
Diego Luna, first goal scored out of the area this season for Locomotive FC. And an absolute banger to get Locomotive off on the right foot early in the second half. This would also be the first multiple goal game for Locomotive FC.
Yes.
Of the 5 matches they have played.
Well, this has definitely been the most attacking chances and like almost opportunities that the Locomotive have created when they were, I could call almost when they weren't on frame.
Free kick earned by Indy 11 Nick Law, looks to be taking this one. 31-year-old from Plymouth, England. They'll leave it off for Wild. Service to the far post, punched away Ketterer.
Ketterer playing that safe.
Siegrist right back at it. The header is wide. Law came right back, and the best chance of the night goes lacking for Indy 11. Had an opportunity to answer right off the restart.
It's nice playing for an offsides, but you can win and die by by that play.
But Law slashing in, and you get a glimpse of what Coach Rennie wants to see, and certainly Indy 11 showing its danger on the restart. Here is Ketterer. Great feature on him at halftime. Good bounce here for Wild. Wild will feed it in. They're trying to cross. Locomotive will have it out for a throw. No, it's going to be a goal kick, a foul.
I think it knocked off of the Indy player.
Off the Indy player, you're right. There in the mix was Jeremiah Gutjar.
This is the most activity that Indy has had in the Locomotive end all game. Locomotive just has to get settled back down and lock them out again.
Gutjar, young man, 23 years of age, Indiana native. They're from the Hoosier State. Indy 11 under owner Ursal Ozdemir has been so progressive in its thinking. You see the designs for that new stadium. Indy 11 really wants to put out mixed-use development apartments and a 20,000 seater.
Wow.
Impressive stuff, and hopefully they are able to get that project underway. Playing this season at IUPUI's Carroll Stadium, the Mike.
Yeah, it's a nice stadium, but it's turf.
Yeah.
Which isn't
Well done by
soccer
Luna.
player's favorite surface to play on.
Maka King looking for Solignac. Good intervention by Timmer. And here comes Paso. Once again, the cross. Borelli headed out of trouble by Indy. Good work by Wimet. But here's Maka King. Wants to steer for an open, none provided. Into space from Ross. King angling for a throw-in. It's off of him instead. Good work by Wimet.
Yeah, Borelli got up on the left flank and served that ball in, but Indy did a good job to get their couple headers on the ball.
And Brian Rebellon, high boots, called on Siegrist. Earns Locomotive a restart. They're along that right side touchline for them.
The Locomotive are doing a really good job of creating chance upon chance upon chance. The not letting the pressure up. I mean, Indy's having to continue to defend constantly. Can't get relief from the pressure.
Kind of a harder angle to serve one in. Dylan Mara certainly can. He'll give off to Maka King. And here's Luna. Am I seeing Maka King's calves again? We'll talk about this. Here's Luna. Second effort. This one easily gathered by Farr. That young man is certainly feeling it tonight. And why not?
He's definitely drawing the Indy 11's attention.
Timmer.
The crowd is all cheering. Let's go, Luna.
Perfect. Eighth notch letting us hear it tonight on a warm evening in El Paso. Maka King tries the switch and it's almost swallowed up by Nick Moon.
So do you think his calves are showing in those socks because they're too big and muscular, or is it from the tackles and the,
Goodness gracious,
the rough and tumble
I don't know,
play?
it makes me wonder now, this is the second consecutive match we've noticed this. Does he do that deliberately for some reason?
Oh, no.
Or has he just been in that many engagements and just keeps getting his calves split open by somebody else's boot? That was the speculation in the first match. Now I'm not so sure, frankly. Yuma. Good gather. Borelli. Rebellon. Solid work by Nicky Law. And that's going to be a foul.
Rebellon had his...
Hamilton was off to the races, and a caution will be issued to Yuma. Team captain in the 57th minute, first caution for Locomotive.
Rebellon had his pocket picked and then tried to recover. Locomotive ends up with a foul, and I think it seemed like a little bit of a emotional versus a tactical foul.
Well, again, it's Law and Wild. Yeah, it did seem like it, but I think Yuma certainly knew the danger of letting Jordan Hamilton loose up the middle. Don't let that young man mirage. But let's see what the Wild are able to deliver here. They have yet to score a goal outside of the area. I'm not sure if they'll try for goal here. But had a nice design on that last free kick that wound up getting Law the opportunity with a nice pass into the box. Leave off for Wild again. Trying to find his way through the screen, goes for goal. And Logan Ketterer says thank you very much.
That's what we've talked about before. Ketterer, there is no rebound. He smothers that ball. It is not as easy as he makes it look to have no rebound, no deflection on those.
You see Eder Borelli, former team captain for FC Juarez Bravos. Many years in the Mexican First Division. Finally able to get Jordan Hamilton to some touches up in the front, but Locomotive will regain possession. They're looking for a foul, they finally get one. Nick Moon, the guilty party. Borelli takes a moment. Our understanding is there will be no second half hydration break, so Mark Lowry will be left. Will have to leave the whiteboard on the sideline or on the bench. Heat or not, section 105 in rare voice. Eighth notch letting us hear it tonight. Over the top. They want to see more Diego.
They're getting
Here's
it.
Luna. Luna sidesteps to Maris, who'll have a go. Straight in, the ball spilled. Luna tries to get there. Still loose and finally gathered by Farr.
And did you see that? He did not smother it. There was a deflection, and Locomotive almost takes advantage of that.
Great ball won by Maris. Solignac weaves his way out of pressure. Ryan will switch it to King.
It's still a tough ball to make a save on. He did a good job, but that is the danger of a rebound or deflection. Luna a step closer would have been another goal.
Luna. Good switch to Rebellon from King. The cross across the 6. Nobody in blue nearby.
Good read by the Indy keeper.
Jordan Farr, young man out of Salem, Oregon. Had his first season with Indy really cut short. First professional season, 2018, with a shoulder injury. But really impressed. 10 starts and 5 clean sheets in his first year. Let's take a look at the replay. Luna. It's 8th notch, sings his praises. Up and over as Law gets a piece of the ball, but Luna.
Yeah, he gets there right at the right time.
Double substitutions. Ouimet coming off. It'll be Arteaga, Manuel Arteaga, making his way on here in the 61st minute. Replacing Carl Ouimet, and also on is Ayose Garcia.
So Luna's challenge on that, with that goalkeeper, he did a good job of having his feet on the ball, so the ref didn't even have to call any sort of foul. So the play got to keep playing on, or if he had made it there, he would have had a chance to score.
Again, they'll leave off for Wild. Outswinger bounces around. Yuma gets a piece and just knocks it out of trouble. Served it into the pinball machine.
Yeah, and that's the style right now, is to have a high line on free kicks there. I mean, it's not just the Locomotive that do that. I've seen that across plenty of matches. And that ball bent in, he can put a keeper in no man's land.
Wild, far post, and it goes all the way through. Flag is up anyway. They've been caught out a couple of times, but Wild, certainly dangerous service by the German. He and Nicky Law have that thing working. Great communication by the Englishman and the German. But here comes El Paso Locomotive. Solignac to Luna. Sprung free. Luna looking far post. Deflected by Farr.
Luna with some composure on the ball.
Law evades that pressure by Luna, but the young man.
I wouldn't mind seeing him take. I like the shots, but I wouldn't mind seeing him take another touch, because I wonder if the defenders would have been disciplined enough to stay on their feet, and he might have been a player that could have drawn a PK in that situation.
He is essentially playing forward at this point, isn't he? Like right up there.
Yeah, he's definitely getting forward if he's not.
Well said.
That's a good thing with Marison. They still, they can kind of shift. One's up, one's back, shift right, shift left, kind of, but still always connect, but have that extra creativity to get forward. The other team has to pay attention to him, and if he's coming a little bit deep, it's easier to lose him.
Well, that certainly opens up the channels for everybody else. Dylan Maris to his right, Solignac to his left, Nick Ross, who again had the opener in just the 2nd minute. Indy 11th throw. Locomotive looking to stay undefeated. This would be their 12th match. If they can take points away from this one at all, going back to last season. Bounces nicely. Here's Law. Stopped by Ketterer. Rather Gordon Wild.
Yeah, Indy goes a little bit more direct there. They're getting to that point that they're not being able to break through the Locomotive on attack, but with the passing as much. So a direct ball, if you can go for a shot.
Bounces nicely for the German Wild, who puts a nice shot in, but Logan Ketterer off his line just enough to cut down a bit of the angle, and a solid save by El Paso's number 1.
Yeah, that was a fantastic save by Ketterer, and Yuma did a good job to stay on pressuring the attacker so that Ketterer could cut the angle.
Good space for Wild, who weaves his way into the middle. Trying to touch it down, Indy showing a little more danger, but certainly down 2-0, will have to push forward. Served into the box. No angle for Hamilton to really come down with it. And a sub coming for El Paso in the 66th minute. It will be Aaron Gomez to replace Dylan Maris. Aaron Gomez coming in. Dylan Maris will just come out along the other touchline. 66 minutes of solid service from Maris tonight.
Maris has had a fantastic showing today. There's really been a lot of attacking chances that have been created as a team, and Maris has been a part of a lot of those.
Eastern Conference taking center stage. USL on ESPN continues on ESPN Deportes. That's coming Tuesday, June 15th. A clash of Midwestern powers. Indy 11 continuing their, well, it was continuing their hot start. They did lose to Memphis. They are losing here. Logan Ketterer lets that one go all the way through. But Indy 11 taking on playoff contenders Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Catch the pair of beasts of the East Tuesday night. Kickoff scheduled for 6 p.m. on ESPN Deportes. And if you can't watch that match, turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio. Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, the brand new USL All Access show featuring Mike Watson, Devin Kerr, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, that's 5 Mountain. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from Major League Soccer, the Premier League, UEFA Champions League, and more on Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Good service out of the back, trying to find a way around. Cammy Smith denied by Mishak. Mishak will escort that out, and Logan Ketterer has another goal kick. So it seems like El Paso has certainly settled Indy's attack down. Indy 11 having a pretty good run of play. Of course, Yuma, you need to be careful here. Logan Ketterer will just roll that into touch. And Yuma's down. Testing out the hamstring and urging our referee to give him a minute. Yuma, Javier Monsalves Carazo. As we see, looks like he can just kind of, yeah, you see it right there. Sticks his toe into the turf and has to give off for Ketterer, who has to chase it down. That ball didn't go all the way over the back line. The ball has to go all the way over.
Yeah, but he
so it'll be a throw. And
he definitely felt it before he made that somewhat errant pass.
See the grimace of pain. We'll see how long Yuma can stay in. One of the co-captains along with Richie Ryan this season. Ryan tries to earn a foul and does. Oh, that's a veteran move. That's a veteran move. Manuel Arteaga certainly recognizes game when he sees it and helps him up. And I think that serves two purposes. Richie Ryan not only drawing the restart, which slows the game down, but maybe allows Yuma to kind of shake some cobwebs off just get Locomotive a better footing. That is a veteran's move, isn't it?
Yeah, Locomotive's going to have a quick turnaround with another game coming up Saturday.
Into space, the back heel finds Luna from Solignac. Luna! Touchdown, and it'll be a corner kick. But what a back heel from Solignac, who appreciates the long pass across the field from Maka King.
What a tricky little play there.
Back heel, cheeky, some might say. Look at this.
Luna is all there all day.
And it'll be Luna to serve it in on the Chick-fil-A corner kick. Hard whipped ball. Fended out well by Manuel Arteaga. But here is Jerome. Ushak will send it back to Logan Kennedy.
With Luna getting the ball in the box, I'd like to see him take him on. You know, if he's open on the shot, great, but...
Here's Solignac. Spilled again, but covered by Farr. Solignac, the silky touch. Did you see him trap that ball with his foot? Long over the top. Easy gather for Ketterer in the end.
And his shot is on goal. I mean, that, you saw another rebound off of that. So that keeper's making having a good save to make, but there's still a chance of a deflection, chance of a rebound, chance of a goal.
Rebellon.
Nice serve to Ross.
And here's Luna looking for the far corner, a little too far wide. But Locomotive certainly smelling blood here in the 72nd minute.
How many chances has that been for Luna just in the last couple minutes?
I would say he's had 4 or 5 solid opportunities in the second half alone.
But yeah, I want him in the box if they collapse on him, to take him on and see if they might take him out, draw a PK. I mean, he can, if not, he's going to create a chance for a shot.
Wild. Long switch, not on target. King with a header to Rebellon.
King with a good read on there.
Good pressure by Jared Timmer. Going to give the ball back to Indy 11, and here is Law. Nicky Law. Garcia, service to the far post, headed down. Ushak able to clear.
And Indy finally connected with Hamilton.
But Hamilton had to sky and move backward a little bit, so wasn't able to put anything on it. Did well to steer it back into the area. Ryan. Up top, they'll go back. Good gather by Indy 11, but certainly up against it now, headed in almost to the 74th minute. Good turnaround, served into space by Garcia. Too far ahead.
Good read by Ketterer to come and get that, because that ball was played right around and behind King. Indy would have gotten to it if he didn't come out.
So the 2 second-half subs showing up for Martin Rennie. Loose and open again, trying to get there in time, and taking no chances. Jordan Farr keeping it away from Aron. Aron Gomez. He of the pink boots.
With the fresh legs, too.
Having that man with fresh legs is something. How about this bounce? Ross looking for the brace. My goodness, Jordan Farr pleading with his defense to get some pressure.
And Ross wants that one back. Where was the composure from your first goal? He's got it in him, just I think he had the goal scored before he took the shot.
That happens from time to time, does it not? USL proud to support the LGBTQ community, LGBTQ plus community. Through the Forever Proud project, USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for fans, players, and employees and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forward forever-proud.
Good job by Rebillon to get on the other end of that. It was a tough ball to get to.
Segrist still out there trying to make some things happen. Arteaga. Garcia, the Spaniard. Puerto de la Cruz, España. "35 years old, and certainly when you're that age, Martin Rennie, knowing he can't use him for 90, but there's been some quality service up that left flank for Indy. Nothing really on target. We hear Leandro Carrijo will be coming on shortly as they'll bring out Macaulay King. King certainly put in another great shift tonight. Trying to chest it down, good jar. And a substitution now, Leandro Carrijo. At Locomotive's first goal of the season at a critical point, stoppage time. And coming off will be Maka King. And it's interesting bringing another forward in for a right back.
Yeah, that is definitely interesting.
I think Mark Lowry smells blood in the water. And a injury for Indy 11 for the second time tonight. A Texas Tech nod to the dock. Nisha Kinsey coming on to take a look at Nicky Law. Maka King, there we go. Look at that. But see, those, they're too symmetrical. He does that on purpose.
He may be cutting them. We need somebody to find that out this week.
That might be some big research. See if we can find that out by Saturday. Maka King on his way back to the Locomotive bench.
In this injury break, they're taking, both teams seem to be taking it as a hydration break as well.
Unofficially. No hydration break from our referee tonight in the second half. But certainly there was in the first half with temperatures in the upper 90s. Not the right upper 90s, just the 90s, as in temperature-wise. Nicky Law, because Miss Kinsey has had to come on and take a look, will have to head back to the touchline.
Upper 90 would be like that penalty kick in the USA-Mexico game.
Oh, yeah, a little Christian Pulisic action.
Yes.
My goodness, what a game. That game had everything. Wildness. As people point out, it got a little CONCACAF-y. And it will be Law coming off the field here in the 78th. 98 is Peter Vassell. He will replace Nicky Law. Such great work from Solignac, unrewarded. Nicky Law knew when it was time. 31-year-old Englishman off the bench. But again, here's the 35-year-old Spaniard, Ayose Garcia. They're trying to get him to get service up that left wing, but it's going nowhere, and a hard foul. Aron down in a heap. Courtesy of Peter Vassell, who's been on the pitch for about 30 seconds, which might be the only reason he doesn't have a yellow card. First action of the game. Rebillon out of the back looking for Solignac, still making those runs in the 80th minute. Good work to get loose by Cochran, but again, Locomotive with pressure. Good work, Garcia and Arteaga.
Solignac has been a workhorse at that striker position tonight. I mean, he has not been just a, you know, sometimes you hear forwards are just cherry pickers. He has been really, really making runs and helping create plays, dancing, you know, and just kind of flick on, creating combinations. It's just been pretty amazing to watch.
Aron, Solignac pulls it back to cross it long for Luna. Luna, lead ball. Aron just over the bar. What vision by Luna to pick him out. Aron not able to steer it on frame, but first times. And giving the fans at Southwest University Park another thrill here in the 81st.
Nice run to...
Luna knows where he wants to send it. Perfectly done.
Well-timed run, ball played just behind the defense. They can't do anything about it, but he's on a full sprint trying to get it on frame. So, I mean, he was committed and got there and just a little high.
Not easy to settle those, try to volley that. And it was rising a bit, but certainly a look he'd probably love to have back. Good sidestep here, Vassal. Corner kick. And how about the work being done by Yuma? Still out there, despite the tweak.
Short corner.
I like to play the short corners. Good touch by Carrico. Good win and into space. Locomotive FC, Borelli. From Ross. And now back to it. And now Locomotive, no reason to force the issue unless you really want to. Have a go, Brian Rebellon. Deflected. Carrico not there in time. Good read. And an important read by Farr. Good touch by Wild. Good challenge up that right flank. But again, met Borelli. And Ross combining. Good bit of sportsmanship by Borelli. Little fist tap for Wild. And here is Aron. Aron Gomez, another brought in from FC Juarez Bravos, his third season on loan from Locomotive sister squad. Service into the area, nicked. Segrist gets a touch. Correction, that's Cochran. Indy 11 ready to go back to work. Vassal. 25-year-old, 23-year-old out of Streamwood, Illinois. Here's Wild. There's no one in white on the other end of that at all.
Yeah, the pace that Indy is playing at, even when they're trying to generate an attack right there, is
not optimal.
Yeah, it's a little bit slow.
Another good read by
They're not getting
Farr.
numbers up. Locomotive just has to be disciplined still. Good job.
Yuma is Borelli. Loose of Aron, who will let that one travel. Garcia. Shifted into the middle. Cammie Smith. Segrist still out there making things happen. Garcia. Deflected. It'll come all the way out to Jared Timmer. Timmer will try and have a go. Up the good flick. Right there was Arteaga. Was not on frame. And a substitution for Indy 11 as we enter the 85th minute. Coming on will be Abubakar Sissoko to replace Gordon Wild, who has had a pretty solid evening for Indy 11, all things considered, but the German has got to be disappointed.
Right, definitely. I mean, he had some nice balls that he was trying to create some chances, but Indy just has not been able to get quality shots. Now, Arteaga, I think he's the one who took their shot that was the disallowed goal in that last game, but he hasn't had a chance with the ball at his feet, you know, to show that the kind of shooting range that he took in that last game.
Well, most frustrated of all has got to be Jordan Hamilton, who has just not had a square look all night long.
He's got Mishak on his case.
Right?
Him or Yuma.
Two center backs, both under 6 feet tall. Can you imagine that? Vassal over the top, looking but not finding Arteaga. Long ball from Ketterer. Carrijo, hopeful. Segrist. Certainly looking ahead. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC coming to town next Saturday. This Saturday, I should say. And that is some tired legs as we take a look at 8th Notch. You want to talk about getting it done all night long.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And these guys aren't, you know, well-trained athletes at all.
We have been able to hear them cheering the entire night.
Beer-fueled. 8th Notch letting us know about it from Section 105. The drum beats have been constant tonight. Flick on header. Hamilton.
Now they've gone to let's go Diego, not just let's go Luna.
Right.
8th Notch.
Good takeaway by Segrist. Cammy Smith trying for that and getting a piece is Rebellon. What a slide tackle. Tangled there, you didn't know which way the ball was going to move, but Rebellon makes the stop. Solignac taken down from behind by Timmer. And here's a blast, it's just wide. Arteaga showing off the range. Saw Ketterer off to the right, decided to go left and wasn't far away.
Yeah, he has the ability to shoot from that distance, but if it's not on goal, it's not going to count.
Into the 88th minute tonight. Locomotive FC has been as warm and suffocating as the weather to Indy 11 here this evening. Ayose. Good sidestep, looking for Arteaga, off target. Another beautiful trap by Solignac.
Yeah, Solignac has controlled the ball. Difficult balls played to him, making it look simple. Sticking to his foot.
We've talked about Eder Borelli. See how this one travels. Logan Ketterer will let that one go over the back line. Talked about Eder Borelli's service with FC Juarez Bravos as team captain. We've talked about Aaron Gomez and his work with FC Juarez. But of course, their all-time leading goal scorer is wearing the number 9 jersey for El Paso Locomotive these days, Leandro Carrijo. Carrigol. Never a more appropriate nickname, and Logan Ketterer being urged to hold it a bit as Diego Luna's down on the pitch. It'll be a Texas Tech nod to the dock as Ricardo Reis will come on and give everybody some water. I think that may be the trainer's main job at this point in the match. Unless there's serious injury. Take a swig, boys.
Yeah, Luna had fouled one of the Indy players in that middle third, kind of on the defensive half for Indy, but the ref had played on, so I wonder if that altercation, you know, caused him some kind of
discomfort. Well, Matt Boehner will come on to replace Diego Luna, who gets a curtain call in front of eighth notch here in the 90th minute. Matt Boehner. First nod to the defense Mark Lowry's made all night. Every substitution has been to bring on more firepower. We see Lowry, who does himself a disservice to the best dressed coach category because he always wears the same thing when Locomotive's on a win streak. But very sharp tonight in the black shirt, black tie, black pants. Johnny Cash would be proud.
Yes.
Diego, giving eighth notch a salute as they sing his praises tonight. Good touch. Solignac not able to get into that. Boehner trying to switch. Two goals in his first two professional starts for the 17-year-old Diego Luna. Mark Lowry might have a decision. Can he be pried out of the starting lineup now? Good problem to have if you're the head coach of Locomotive FC.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last few games that we've seen the Locomotive play, it really has demonstrated the depth that Mark Lowry has on this team this year, being able to play so many different players, different.
Good bounce, good gather by Ketterer. Arteaga.
And to have success doing that, then when you have games in close succession as well, it'll be useful because one in, one out, and you can still do all the things that Mark Lowry wants them to do, and Locomotive does well.
Ooh, hard challenge on Boehner. It'll go into touch for El Paso, but the foul is called and a restart here for Locomotive. Four minutes of stoppage time here tonight. Thrilling the fans in El Paso. Aron. Gomez. Solignac. We look to have switched there with Borelli a bit. Now going back out up top. Carrijo. Ryan. Patient with the ball. Borelli.
Carrijo is looking for that ball in the center.
He wants it. Can Gomez give it to it? Gomez slips by one. Gomez coming in, and it's deflected for a corner. Good last-minute intervention by Timmer. Jared Timmer perhaps preventing disaster. And it'll be Gomez to take the corner.
I like the confidence on the ball that Gomez had to continue to dribble it in when the pass wasn't on. Attack towards the end line and get in towards the center.
He'll take the short corner and go to the flag.
Earning himself a corner.
There you go. Chick-fil-A corner kick.
And we turned the corner again.
Gomez, play on. Back it comes. Good pressure sliding in front of that. That'll give Ross the opportunity. That was Borelli. And now just hammered out by Cochran. Wow. El Paso's been like that all evening, keeping Indy under pressure. They have not been able to get on track.
It has rarely been one chance. It's been one after the next, keeping the pressure on Indy and forcing them to kind of scramble.
Borelli, the long throw in. Well, if the result holds, Locomotive FC on its way to second place in the Mountain Division. Right behind RGV Toros FC. Still having played fewer games. RGV Toros 4-1-1. That one loss here in El Paso to Locomotive FC, and that's the end of the match. 2-0, Locomotive vaults to second in the division. And Indy, 11, suffering its second straight loss. Locomotive FC, as Mark Lowry shakes the hands of the opposition as smothering tonight as the Heat in El Paso. 2-0 to the hosts. Logan Ketterer, fourth consecutive clean sheet for Locomotive FC, taking over and back in his old spot between the pipes for Locomotive. Fourth consecutive clean sheet for Locomotive, the first for Logan Ketterer this year, as Mark Lowry has a word with Gomez. Wants to keep things positive. Lots to be positive about as Locomotive FC earns another win. Nick Ross in the second minute, followed by Diego Luna, the teenage sensation. Deflected in, it doesn't matter. 2-0 to El Paso. Let's take a break. Back after this.
Kicked off individual tickets are on sale now. Purchase your tickets online at eplocomotivefc.com/tickets, at the Southwest University Park box office, or with a phone by calling 915-235-GOAL. See you at our next match, Saturday, June 12th. Nitro Circus is back for 2021 with the action-packed You Got This tour coming to El Paso Saturday, October 23rd. Top athletes in FMX, skate, BMX, scooter, and more. Are you ready to get this party started? Throwing down huge world's firsts off the biggest ramps in action sports. With more crazy contraptions, more insane stunts, more high adrenaline fun than ever before. El Paso, get ready to put your hands in the air. We're coming to Southwest University Park this October 23rd. Get your tickets now at nitrocircus.com. Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles for men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium. Locomotive Soccer has kicked off. Individual tickets are on sale now. Purchase your tickets online at eplocomotivefc.com/tickets, at the Southwest University Park box office, or with a phone by calling 915-235-GOAL. See you at our next match, Saturday, June 12th.
Welcome back, Logan Ketterer. Welcome home, 2-0 Locomotive FC. Ketterer with his first clean sheet, and we'll start it with a GECU save of the game. For that man right there. Good solid hit by Cochran to knock it forward for Wild. Wild trying to sneak one under the legs of Yuma, but Ketterer was on it, Heidi. Excellent work by the Locomotive returning keeper.
Oh, yeah. Logan Ketterer, he just, with Yuma's pressure on there, he was able to cut the angle and just managed to get that shot and grab it in. I mean, that is a tough ball to keep from having a second chance and even just the first save.
Logan Ketterer, Mark Lowry saluting the 8th Notch crowd in section 105 on their way out. Great to welcome Logan home. He had an opportunity to stay with Timbers FC, really, if he wanted to, but chose to come back, and I think he knew he wanted to finish the job. Let's take a look at the full-time stats this evening. 2-0, the most important stat of all, but you look at it, it is just domination by Locomotive FC, Heidi.
They did exactly what wanted. They created. Look at all of the shot differential, and including shots on target. I mean, that is telling of this game, as well as, I mean, Locomotive had possession with a purpose, and Indy they had some possession, but they just couldn't get too much on the attack, and they didn't get many shots at all.
And only 2 on target. Really, I don't think any from Jordan Hamilton. Certainly Wild had one in the second half. An easy save for Logan Ketterer in the first half, and just those 2 shots is all Indy 11 could muster. So 2 shots, 1 per each half. Let's take a look at the physical play of the game, brought to you by Physical and Therapy Centers. That's Logan Ketterer. Good work by Yuma. Aha! I pointed it out. I wondered if Yuma was going to get this. He did. Little friendly nudge against Mr. Hamilton. Doesn't count if it's not called, I guess, right? And let's take a look now at Diego Luna. As you might imagine, our estrella of the match. Let's send it down to Lizzie. Elizabeth Vega with our estrella of the match. Elizabeth?
We're down on the field with tonight's estrella of the match, Diego Luna. Let's give it up, fans. Diego, you scored your second career goal tonight here at home. How do you feel?
Unbelievable. Scoring my first away was a dream come true, but I told my brother I was going to score tonight, and here we are.
Now you and Maka King obviously have a great connection on the pitch. Do you practice that in training?
Yeah, we do. He's always looking for me. I always look to get the ball from him, and look how it translates onto the field.
The crowd here tonight was chanting your name multiple times throughout the match. What does that mean to you? How did that help you on the pitch?
It's unbelievable, and it helps me, you know, mentally, and when I get tired on the field, you know, the fans are always there helping me to push me through and stuff like that.
Now we have another home match this Saturday, just a few days away. How does this win help the team?
We're going to go into Saturday with the most confidence, you know, having that, you know, with wins and ties behind our back, and going to make sure we keep another shutout on Saturday.
Now I'm sure your family is cheering you on from home. Do you have a message for them?
I love my mom. I love Mom. Susana, I love you.
Thank you so much, Diego, and congratulations.
Well done, Diego Luna. Always good to shout out Mom, right, Heidi?
Oh, yeah.
And the fans absolutely loving it here at Southwest University Park. Let's move into the next match, brought to you by Brian Bird's home selling team. And that is just around the corner. That is going to be this Saturday versus Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. That is Saturday, June the 12th, a 7:30 p.m. start. Do keep that in mind. Tickets are available now at the Southwest University Park box office. You can also purchase online at eplocomotivefc.com. And it's just around the corner. It's hard and heavy. The action is coming quickly. When you're an athlete, what do you have to do, Heidi, to just be ready for these matches that seem to be coming in droves?
You need to focus on recovery and resting. You know, do the smart things that you need to do, hydrate, eat what you need to do, get the sleep you need to do, get some stretching in, and just, you know, focus on what needs to get done.
Maintain that even keel. Well, it is coming, and coming quickly on Saturday, June the 12th. As once again, Locomotive FC improving to 3-0-2 this season. 2-0 to the hosts as we take a look at some of the fun from today. Looking forward to more fun come this next Saturday. For all of us here with Locomotive FC, our producer Juan Gutierrez, our fine crew tonight, for Heidi Mocha, I am Duke Keith. We'll see you Saturday night. Locomotive 2, Indy 11 0. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.